गुड मॉर्निंग माय लिसनर्स, दिस इज अनुष्का अधिकारी योर एडिटर फॉर द डे। स्वागत है आप सभी का संवाद पुराने साथियों के साथ ऋषिराज एडिशन एपिसोड 1। So, guess what? We have none other than Dr. Gina Marine Thomas today with us, who has been a very consistent student throughout her student life here in Rishiraj. She is an alumna of our college from batch 2015-16, and she is currently working as a dental therapist full time in Queen Square Dental Practice, Bath, UK, after completing her MPH in Teesside University, Middlesbrough 2023. Am I right, ma'am?
Yes, you're right.
Okay, so hello, ma'am. It's glad to have you here today. It's really an opportunity to be able to connect with you today after so long, despite having such a distance between us, considering the fact that you're connecting from Europe. So tell me, ma'am, how are you feeling connecting back to your alma mater after so long?
I'm privileged to be connected back with Rishiraj, which made me what I am today. Like it all started from Rishiraj, and today I am a dental therapist. I am on my way to the registration of with the GDC as to be a dentist. But I'm happy that it all started from Rishiraj, which made a 12 standard student to be a dentist.
Yeah, so as you said, from 12th standard. So let us rewind back to when you were in 12th standard. So tell us that exactly what sequence of events led to you choose this profession.
To be frank, it all started like I had a ortho treatment when I was doing my higher secondary school. So that is when I get to know what dentist is actually. Oh well, it's a very nice field. To be frank, there are most of the students who come into dentistry are the ones who haven't received a medicine admission or
Yes,
who
of
have tried
course.
for MBBS admission and got into BDS. But honestly, I wanted to be a dentist because for me, medicine was something big for me. And from that stage onwards, like I researched about dentistry. I found that dentistry itself is a specialized group. I don't need to go for further specialization. It is very precise and it can give me a good career opportunity.
Of course, ma'am. It was a consensual choice you made, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have spent 5 important years of your youth here in Rishiraj. So tell me something about it.
So I come from South India, Kerala. Going towards the north side of India was a big change for me,
Of
especially for
course.
a person who doesn't know Hindi. I studied Hindi in my school, but it was only for the sake of exams or marks.
Exams,
I
of course.
don't know the spoken Hindi, so language was a big barrier for me when I came to Madhya Pradesh. But eventually, though I used to speak broken Hindi during my first 2 3 years, I had a good couple of friends and my teachers all were so supportive. That is why like eventually I built up my language skills, and the journey in Rishiraj was very diverse actually. Like we have students all over from India, and it teaches you a lot of diversity, and it molds you to a better person if you keep aside that academic
Yes,
side.
yes, of course. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
आप सभी को मैं बता दूं कि academically also she's been great throughout, and also a very challenging factor is that when I came across your profile कि your batch was one of the pandemic batches. Pandemic के time पे बहुत दिक्कत हुई थी सब लोगों को. So how did you manage to cope up with all these things at the same time? Keeping in mind that you were consistent in your academics, in your attendance also, the way you attended college every day, and your academics in pandemic situation.
So pandemic started when I just finished my uh, BDS final year. So it was my start of internship when you really wanted to work and really wanted to gain practice. That is when it all went into lockdown. So that was a bit challenging for us.
Of
But
course.
in fact, like after that period of lockdown and all, we were able to catch up with our practical skills and our postings and all because we had a supportive faculties, and even when it was like less time in our postings we learned a lot, so I'm happy about that, though pandemic hit us very badly.
Yes, of course. Pandemic was a very bad situation for everybody. And if medical line students start studying online and all in a pandemic situation, it's going to be very difficult for the patients in future. So we will have to, compromise
Yeah.
whatever the situation is, of course.
Fortunately, I completed my final year before
Yeah,
pandemic.
of course, of course, of course. That's great. So अब हम एक छोटा सा interactive session करेंगे. Okay, a small interactive session. I'll ask you a few quick and fun questions. You answer them briefly. Okay. We want to know more about you, right? Other than just studies, about your friends, family, and all. So first question is, tell me about first day memory of your college. When you entered Rishiraj, the first thing you remember about our college.
First thing which I remember is like our first time I'm going into a class which has hundred students inside, and said you initially language was a big barrier for me.
Barrier.
I know, like I don't understand what people are talking around me. I guess like a bit. I only get the outline. Even if I talk, it would be a big blunder. So I kept quiet, and people thought that I'm a very silent student, which I was not. So first 2 years, everything was like I was a very silent student because I didn't knew the language. So the first thing which always comes to my mind is my language.
Of course, मैम I understand because language अगर हम लोग बोलना चाह रहे हैं और समझा नहीं पा रहे, we really feel it's difficult for
Exactly,
us to
yeah.
converse with the other people around us. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
So I was a bit isolated during my initial days in Vishraj,
Of course.
but
That's an
eventually
obstacle
I
you eventually
went
came
through.
over.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
great. So, do you remember who was your first friend during this whole 5 years? The first friend you made in Rishraj?
First friend I should, yeah.
Ashwin. Okay, nice. Which was your best year among all? Like I'll say third year because I am in third year now. I'll say that. So which was your favorite year among all these years?
I would also prefer going for third year because during our first and second year, we are very much excited to go to third year because that is when you have whole tour of
Clinical.
Rishraj
Yeah,
and
of
you go for
course.
your JK posting.
Yeah.
We enjoyed our JK postings. Like every time we go there, we had like enough fun and we learned a lot other than dentistry. And inside Rishraj also, every month you go to different surgeries, different departments. It is like you only have to talk about postings. It is like a drastic difference from one
A roller
surgery to other
coaster.
surgery. Because, sorry if I'm telling surgery term frequently because over
No,
here
of
we
course.
often tell surgeries for departments.
I currently am posted in surgery department. I know. I know. Of course, it's great being there.
Yeah.
Irrespective of all the things, we get to learn so many new things. It's like a roller coaster. Every day, something is happening,
It's
and
different
it's
like
really
every, and
engaging.
once you come back to your hostel or your room, still you keep on asking to other batchmates what happened in PDO,
What
what
happened?
happened in
Yes.
OMR.
Of course. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. I can totally relate about your pastime now. So, what was the year is great, of course. And who was your favorite teacher among all this scenario?
Oh my god,
Favorite
that's a
teacher?
difficult question when you are
Yeah,
in
of
this
course, I know
platform.
that's a difficult question.
So it's I respect and love all my teachers, but this is a challenging question. Uh, I have I'm very grateful to Dr. Ashish sir
Of
because
course.
he it's nothing personal because
It's okay.
he's a person who was my in charge in my first year
Okay.
till my third year. So he knows me very well. When I told you about like all this tough situation where I was in, which I didn't knew language or when I was struggling to study, when I was not a university topper, when I was just a average student, he have molded me a lot. He have
Of
motivated
course.
me a lot. Uh, I have even scored very less marks. He has pushed me a lot. All my teachers are very nice. They have helped and supported me a lot. It's hard to tell this answer, but if you again ask me this, I'll go for Dr. Ashish sir.
Okay, that's great to hear. Okay, तो इस 5 साल में everybody has faced a best friend phase. Like हाँ इस year में ये तो मेरा best friend है. तो have you ever made any kind of best friend in this whole 5 years?
Yeah, of course. Aishwarya was always my best friend
Okay, that's
since my
great.
first year
Consistent, yeah,
till
like
now,
always.
and we were more attached to our posting group. I don't know whether you can relate it because
Yes.
that is a group in which you go everywhere till your
It's like
internship.
consistent throughout
So
third and final year. So those
yeah,
10
so
people are there.
yeah, that posting group was the close group which I always had.
Okay, great. What was your source of motivation all along? Who kept you motivated?
I don't know if you know that my mom was working in Rishiraj.
Of course, I know. I
So
have been there. She was a warden. She was a great
so
personality.
she was my motivation, my supporter, everything. She used to. There was times when like I'm not intelligent or a intelligent student. I work hard and I was sincere towards my work. That is where I could at least achieve something. So she always used to keep me motivated. You can do this. You have came this far. You can do this. So, and the other thing which motivated me is that my mom was working there. I never wanted her to go down. I never
Yes,
wanted
of
her to
course.
put into shame. So I had that
That motivated you
motivation
all.
always. Like I wanted
Okay.
always to make her good in front of others.
या ऑफ कोर्स आई अंडरस्टैंड यहाँ पे मैं बता दूँ उनकी मम्मी जो है वो हमारी हॉस्टल की वार्डन भी थी और वो यहाँ पे सीनियर नर्स भी थी एंड शी वाज सच अ ग्रेट पर्सनालिटी हमें हमेशा हेल्प करती थी डे वन में मुझे याद है आई वाज वेरी होम सिक आई वाज क्राइंग ऑल अलोंग दैट डे माय फादर वाज टेलिंग मी दैट he'll come back and take me and fetch me and go home and I was crying like anything and she came she made me drinks and she was such a humble she's very humble person she's really she also kept me
She
motivated
still
all
misses
along.
all of you. Every time I call, she will be like, "Oh, I wished I was back in Rishiraj. I
Of
miss my
course, we
students."
miss her a lot. We miss her a lot. Okay. So, what is the best memory you have of Rishiraj? Best memory.
It's hard to tell because it's a big long 5 years.
Of course.
So we have got like many best memories, especially when we go for postings and all. And now at this stage, when you go back, I think we remember all the bad things we had. I mean,
Of
those days getting punishments and getting impositions were a bit, oh sad, tomorrow we have to do this. But now when I sit over here, I remember the fun time when we had getting punishment, standing outside the departments, and things like that. That all those things always comes back to my mind.
of course, जब होता है तब हमको लगता है कि अरे ये अरे वो बट बाद में जाके they become funny moments and memories, faint
Exactly.
memories.
Yeah.
We laugh upon them a lot. Okay, is there any kind of the most funny incident you remember? What happened? Like this was very funny. You laugh a lot on it.
Oh, if our posting batch got punished in pedo department and we were standing outside, all 10 of us were standing in line, and people who are going to ortho department, people who are going to library were all seeing us. Canteen. Anyway, teachers are inside the department, they'll not see us. So they were so bold. They went to canteen, and unfortunately, it was in front of Babita ma'am inside the
Oh my
canteen.
god, I can
Oh
imagine.
god, that day was like we were so shocked. Oh, we were like, what is gonna happen? We are going to be screwed again. But eventually, it all turned up into fun way,
Funny
and now
moments, yeah.
it's really good to remember all those things.
It's really great, of course. So let's come to something more career oriented, right? So when did you want to go abroad and you decided that yes, I want to go abroad and pursue my career there?
So I have a brother who is working in Ireland at the moment. During that time, during my third year, he went to Ireland to do his higher studies. So from then, he was like, he was been keeping on motivating me about future, all those things, higher studies. So I always had that intention to pursue my career abroad, and otherwise, my first option was to go for obviously PG. And the other thing which pulled me back is like I'm coming from a middle class family, and I had this motivation that I need to pay for my post
Of course.
graduation. Otherwise, I'll need to get a crack a government seat, which is very limited actually. Government seats. So I was like, I want to pay for my masters, or if I want to study, I want to pay. I want to get settled earlier. And so when I researched, there are like multiple big opportunities abroad. It is not that India doesn't has opportunities, but it would take you some time to reach your goal.
Of
But
course,
when
yes.
you look at abroad countries, you can reach the goal faster, and you can be independent financially, and you can pay for yourself. So I wanted that independency to happen early. So from then I decided to go for this. I wrote my IELTS when I was finishing my internship. Then I started applying for universities in UK. First, went for Ireland, but unfortunately, I couldn't get into it because I didn't had any experience in India.
Okay, okay.
They always prefer for people who has experience. Then I went through search for all universities in UK and went for the university which gave me scholarship.
Okay, that's great to listen. So, that's the whole procedure. Can you tell us in detail that how exactly you did, or where did you get to know about all these things, the knowledge you manifested from? Where did you get to know all about these from?
It's all Google. We all use phone. We
Yeah,
all use internet in our day-to-day life. So when you really need to do something or really want something, you will, everything comes along with it. So
yeah.
I started researching in normal. I didn't go for any agencies or anything. I searched in Google. I went for all top universities. I decided like what I need to do. There are many opportunities, many subjects. I mean, vast subject, not what you hear in normal basis. There are different options for your post graduation. So I decided like, okay, I wanted to choose masters in public health. Then I choose like which universities are best, or which universities are the universities which I can personally afford. So when I went, then there are a lot many scholarship schemes. I started applying one by one. Then ultimately I reached into said university which gave me a like fair scholarship, and I could pay my half of my tuition fees by myself.
Okay, that's great. That's really great. So, as you said, of course, it's been a roller coaster, right? So, what were the pitfalls you came across while this whole journey and procedure?
During the procedure of getting into a university, that is
Yes,
what
yes,
you
yes,
asked. Yeah. So getting into university for me, a bit getting mark sheets, getting degree certificate on time, that was a bit struggle because I was a
documentation.
recent graduate, and that time all this COVID time, and there was lockdowns, and to get all my documents, that was a bit hustle for me. That was the main thing. Then IELTS and all, it was okay. I didn't feel it much difficult. Then we had to give some interviews. Everything is available in YouTube. So, uh, other than that, for me, documentation, arranging everything, I had to do everything by myself. My brother, of course, he helped me, but getting my documentations, that was a hustle because my family lives in Kerala, and I wanted certain documents from Kerala, and my dad
It
had
was
to
a
go
big
to Kerala,
hassle.
get the documents, and yeah, getting the documents, stuff like that, arranging things from the government offices, and that was a bit hassle because of COVID. There many offices were locked, so that was a
Of
bit hassle.
course,
Other than that, I'm great.
every time I'm doing anything and I want a bunch of documents is really very important that all of the documents are already there, ready in the file. Because the process of getting each and every file, each and every document in that one file is a huge, long process really
Exactly.
altogether.
Yeah. It
I
might be,
understand.
and when it comes with silly mistakes like
Yeah, of
spelling
course.
mistake of your name. Then
Spelling,
you'll have to return the document, and
I
you
can
have a
relate that.
limited time period. Within that time period, you'll have to send all these documents to the university. So that
Yes.
was a bit trouble for me.
Okay, so do you think there was any simpler way you could achieve the goal you're standing at today, like which you didn't know of at that time, but now you think that you could have done the same, but in a different manner, which could have been easier for you?
Well, about coming into a university, I feel that like if you find a university, or if you find some place which is near to your family members or near
Of
to
course.
anyone who knows you, that would be a better. I have my family, I have my mom's brother who is staying in Manchester. So I felt many times like if I would have came, if I would have chosen a university near to Manchester, that would be easy. but
Of
I chose
course.
something which is like 4 to 5 hours from Manchester. So I had to start everything from the scratch. Like I
Scratch.
have to do everything. I'm the father, mother, everything. Like I have to do everything. So that was a bit of struggle when you come alone to a new country.
Of course. Alone, it's very difficult. So, the question arising here is that was it decided from the very beginning that you wanted to pursue public health in your master's, or some events led you to choose this later? Like you later decided, or it was your initial decision that this is it?
No, to be frank, it was not my to go subject. I always dreamed of being a oral maxillofacial surgeon, as
Okay.
every every dentist dream. I mean, like most of the dentist dream.
Yes, of
So
course.
that was my to go subject. But when I started uh, researching about universities in UK and opportunities in UK, I found that to be a oral maxillofacial surgeon over here, and you have to finish your dentistry, then I have to study MBBS again. Then I have to. It is a long process of
My
to be a surgeon. So I'm not having that much time to start my career. So and public health is a really underrated subject or an underrated course, I feel, in India, because we never explored much of public health
much of it,
in India.
yes.
Um, but over here it is having a good scope. Like it is a different career opportunity for me. I have dentistry, and if I don't want to pursue, or if this dentistry takes time for me to achieve my goal, I can go for this next career opportunity, like public health. I can be a public health officer, consultant. If I get into a position, I'll be getting a like a good band position, epidemiologist, health advisor. There are like multiple
Scopes are
opportunities and
very much
scope.
present. Yes, of
Exactly.
course. So you, as we all know, you went through makeshift from Indian healthcare scenario to that of European standards. So what is the major challenging factor you think you faced between this difference?
Uh, are you talking about education level?
Yes, education level, living level, whatever you did, you totally got shifted from India's culture to that of Europe's. So how has it been for you?
It was a bit challenging during my first 2 years. As I told you, like I had to do everything by myself.
By yourself, yes.
Youngest pampered kid of my child, which was my parents used to do everything for me. I had a big brother. I have a big brother. He used to do everything for me. So now it is a time like I have to do everything, right from
On
your
yourself.
bills to your studies. You have to struggle to manage everything by yourself. But I changed that. This country have made me more bold, made me more independent. If I would have not started this, I would have been still under the umbrella of my parents.
Yes, of course.
So
That's true.
the culture is entirely different, and like everything, the way you behave with people, the way you respect people, and the way you talk, and the respect given to every job. Like there's no job considered as low over here. Like every job is being valued equally, and it was a big cultural shock for me.
Of course, of course. So, what is the assessment criteria there? Like the teachers there, how do they assess students? Based on what do they assess students?
It is for instance, like in India we have our exam patterns. We
Of
have like
course.
we study, go write your exam or do your practicals. But over here, I most for public health we mostly had assess assignments, and we
Okay.
have a research paper to be submitted like on our second year. Other than that, we have assignments. They mostly focus on critical thinking. They don't ask you to study from a book, or do I mean give you a pattern and ask you to study and come for an exam. They will give you a topic and you'll have to do research on it.
Okay.
Research in terms of like you have to explore paper, and they need our critical thinking in it. Like, we have to put our input. uh,
Okay.
in India we have I don't think there is any scenario questions in our question paper. We don't have scenario
Mm-hmm.
questions.
No.
But over here they give scenario questions. They want something else from the textbooks. They want your brain to work. I mean, they want that critical thinking. That is the thing which they always look for in our assessments. Like,
Of course.
what critical thinking have you put in it? What difference have you seen from this research paper to this research paper? and
Okay.
things like that. Assessment is a bit lighter, but it makes you more challenging when it comes to critical thinking. It is not that
Critical thinking,
easy.
of course. So basically हम समझ रहे हैं कि इंडिया में इट्स मोर पेपर एंड एग्जाम्स ओरिएंटेड। वहाँ पे हमको टॉपिक्स दिए जाते हैं, वी स्टडी फ्रॉम बुक्स एंड इट्स इंडिया में ज़्यादा फोकस करते हैं कि हम पहले जो ऑलरेडी प्रूवन चीज़ है वो पढ़ के आए एंड देन वी गो फॉर न्यू थिंग्स। और वहाँ पे आपके वहाँ पे इट्स मोर ओरिएंटेड लाइक आप थिंकिंग कैसा रख रहे हैं, क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग, द रिसर्च पेपर्स, हाउ वेल यू आर इन रिसर्चिंग। Okay, that's good to hear. So tell us about your university in UK.
So, university in UK, what I said you earlier, we just had like 2 days in a week. We don't have that relationship what you think you have in your college.
Of
We
course.
in Rishiraj, we are just like a family. We have people around. We have our fest. We have our like multiple celebrations all over the year. Like after every 2 months, 1 or 2 celebrations comes in. We
Okay.
know each other. We know our seniors, juniors. We have good relationship. Here university is something like in which like it's a big campus, and we have like all engineering, medical, all students come into that campus.
Okay, in
So
one single.
it's a very big thing, and you don't get to know each other. You don't even know your classmates. You don't have time to talk. No one is having time to talk with your classmates. There's no bond between your classmates or
Okay.
no bond with your teachers. Or in Rishiraj, like if you have any doubt, you have that privilege to go to the department and ask the teacher the doubt. Over here,
Yes.
it is like if you have any doubt, you should send them a mail. The mail
Okay.
reply might come within 10 days.
Okay.
So that is the pattern.
That's okay.
We don't
Understood.
have that. So I miss my college. I miss the fun time we had. I never enjoyed much with my master's degree.
Okay. Yes, of course. Enjoyment is parallelly important with studies, of course. So now I'm curious about कि हम सबके लाइफ में मतलब we have been through that phase कि we want at that time we thought that वो टीचर जो है बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट है, उनका तरीका थोड़ा सा हार्श है, but later on we understood that whatever that person did for us was for our own well, and it's great to have a teacher like him or her in life. So आपके लाइफ में भी क्या मतलब have you ever felt that way a teacher that maybe at that point of time you didn't like that much, but now you think that she or he is a great influence in your life?
Uh, to be frank, I don't have any teachers who I didn't like. I loved and
Of
respected all
course.
my teacher. Well, I was there were some strict teachers in our
Of course.
departments, but it is not that we don't like them. It
Of
is
course.
something that we'll be a step backward to approach them. We are just scared to approach them.
Scared,
But
yes.
I think you're in your third year, but that all changes when you come to internship.
Okay, okay. Yes, of
So
course, of course.
if you're in your internship, you don't have any strict teachers. Every teachers
Yes.
are like super cool. Every teachers
Yes.
will help you around. So there was nothing for me in that state.
Okay, okay, of course. So, next, I would like to ask you that do you feel contented after achieving so much in your life? Like you have achieved so much in your life, you have overcome so many obstacles. So, are you satisfied now with whatever you have got after so much struggle?
uh, I'm still on the process. I haven't reached my goal. My goal, ultimate goal over here, till now is to be a general dental practitioner in UK. So I'm on my way. Hopefully I'll have my exams on August. So I haven't achieved my goal at the like end goal, but till now I feel satisfied. I feel motivated because yeah, I'm doing it. It is not like every time you have this success. We have time when we
Of
have
course.
failed. We have time when we have gone down. But the thing which motivates us, like okay, you have a goal. There's no time to lay down. Okay, you have to wake up and move towards your goal. So it should be consistent. There's no, I haven't reached my ultimate goal. I'm still on my process. So
Yes, of
I'm
course.
still
Success
moving
is
on.
more like it's more about the process rather than the destination. Destination is great, all smooth and sweet and all, But of course, success is more about the process, how you are achieving it, how hard you're working, right? So as you said us
And
that,
I'll say that like every time our success also moves one step ahead, like
of
till
course,
10th your success is to go get full A1 in 10th
then you'll
standard,
have
then after
something
that
else
12th
in mind.
standard, then it's like if getting a BDS degree is your final goal. After
Of
that it
course,
goes like it keeps on going. Even once you are into a job, you keep on thriving for more positions. So it
of
keeps on
course.
changing one by
You
one.
always want more, of course. So,
Yeah,
as you said, your biggest support system is your mother. So, tell us something more about your family, like what it's been through all along.
So my dad, mom, and I have a brother in Ireland. My parents were like um, they faced a lot of struggle in sending a girl child at like 23, 24 years to abroad alone. They were so they faced a lot of questions from everywhere, but they always wanted me to go for my dream. Father was like, are you sure you will do everything by yourself? Because he always did things for me and he was having that doubt, and I was like, yeah, I'm sure I'll do things by myself. And the thing which they give is like tremendous. If you don't have a good support system from your family, you can't reach anywhere. You'll be more pressurized
Of
to do
course.
this and to do that. My family, by God's grace, uh, they are very much supportive for me, and they pray and bless for me every day. So I'm very happy for that.
Yes, of course. In a successful career, all we need is a supportive family. It's very important. So, next, I would like to ask you to describe yourself, describe Gina in 3 words. Only 3 words you have to describe yourself.
Oh my God. I would tell, as usual, I'm not that intelligent or like high. What I do is like sincerity. I work hard. Sincerity, hard work. I'm a bit empathetic
Of
sometimes.
course.
Sincerity, hard work, and empathetic.
Okay. So, if I were to ask you the same question about Rishiraj, how would you describe Rishiraj in 3 words only?
I would say that is one which have transformed me and you, like everyone. It's transformative,
Of course.
and it changes your life. Like opens a big career towards you. So it's transformative, and it's, of course, it's diverse. As I told you, we have students all over India.
All
Like
over, of
it's,
course.
and our India itself is diverse, and we have like different culture, different language, different food. Everything is different, so it is like very diverse, and it's of course fun.
Of course. So, apart from studies, as you said, fun is very important. So, apart from studies, what were the few hobbies you were invested in? Like what you would do in your leisure time to have fun with your friends or family?
When I was back in India,
Yes.
yeah. So I was staying next to in the staff quarters next to hostel. When I
Okay.
get time, I'd go back, go to hostel to see my friends,
Of course.
and we have very fun time making videos, making cooking, or like doing chit chats, all sort of things over there. So even if I get small time, I run towards my friend and do all this thing. I was interested in playing badminton and things like that. So I spent most time in the hostel.
Okay, that's great to hear. So, one last thing I would like to ask you. As you have been through so much, you have seen Indian, scenario, the scenario there you're living in. You have faced two different cultures. You have faced two different education systems and everything. So, one important thing I would like to ask is, whatever a piece of information, a piece of advice, pearls of wisdom you would like to give for our budding dentists here, so that they can be kept motivated and inspired by you. Tell us something.
I would tell that dentistry is something very big that you could imagine of. Like, uh, never even stay in that box. Never even think of going with people. Okay, my friends are doing this. Let me also do this. Okay, this is my career. Explore more. There are like wide variety. You are into a biggest door which is like very much open for you. So start exploring, and the best thing I would tell you, which I sometimes regret nowadays, is like use your resources properly. We
Of
have
course.
got very good resources over there. It is sometimes you just feel that, oh, I just need to finish my final year, or I just need to finish my internship. It is not like that. Once you're out from the umbrella, I have heard this many times from our seniors, even from our teachers. But that time I never knew its importance. But now I do feel that okay, you have multiple people to ask, you have like very good professionals, experienced people to go and ask. So use your resources properly when you are inside that umbrella, or when you are inside that good institution. We have got big facilities. Use your teachers, use your facilities, use whatever you're having, and enjoy the best. After you move from your college, you it is hard to come back, or you can't come back, or there's no going back, or there's no easy way to approach. So when you're inside that, use like every year you go through, make sure that you know everything and you're using your faculties, or you're doing everything into its extreme, not just to stay inside the box, or just not just to study for the exam purpose or the school bid. So
Of
use your
course.
faculties. You have got good faculties.
Yes, I also understand that. Actually, technically speaking, Rishiraj or any other college out there is like a nest which is protecting us for the time. When we are doing clinicals here, we are studying here, we can give our exams. And when we are doing patients, to be practical, even if we screw, there are teachers to look back. Like we have to
Exactly.
fall upon them. Even if I do something wrong, I know that yes, sir will manage, ma'am will manage. They have our back. Of course, the real struggle starts when we get out of this nest and we have to fly on our own without any support system. That's when it starts to become difficult. Of course, that's true. And coming from a
So
person
those
like
many
you,
questions inside your mind, keep on asking them. They'll help you.
yes, of course, they do that. And coming from a person like you, it's really great and it's helpful for students like us because we look up to people like you so that one day we can reach the place you are at today. So, of course, it was great talking with you. And thank you so much, ma'am, for this wonderful, wonderful time you managed to give us from your busy schedule. I hope to see you soon back in the campus in our upcoming alumni events. And it was really great having this conversation one and on. And of course, all the students out there will be seeing us and they'll also get to have an idea about all this scenario. And with this, I, Anushka Adhikari, sign off from today's podcast. We'll soon see you again. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.